What's up guys, my name's Liam and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new TJ Exclusives Cerapad Kin X. I've already reviewed the original Cerapad and the Cerapad Kin on my channel, and I'm a fan of what they've been doing as these are pretty unique hard surfaces from anything else out there on the market. They do have exclusive rights to them and they are made inside the USA. So with that being said, I'm going to break this down to the competition, let you know my experience with it, and hopefully I'll be able to help you decide whether or not this could possibly be the perfect pad for you. Let's check it out. Before we get started today, I did want to let you know this was sent out to me. However, everything you'll be hearing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. This does come available in a bunch of different sizes. I'll go ahead and put those different sizes up here on the screen for you really quick. The one that I do have sitting here in front of me is sitting at 505 millimeters in width by 405 millimeters in height. Over on the rear of the pad, they are using these 4 circular rubber pads for the feet. These have been sticking to my desk nicely, and these pads are pretty low profile. If you're to push in the very center of the pad, there is a minimal amount of flex. The edges feel nice and rounded, and there hasn't been any noticeable discomfort on my end as I've been using this. One of the really cool features about this pad is that TJ Exclusives is going to be offering custom printing. And if you can't tell just by looking through the lens of the camera how the printing on this looks, this is really some next level detail here as far as the way that the colors pop and just the clarity of how the printing stands out in general. And when it comes to the surface, this does feel pretty unique. Currently where I live, my humidity is at 80%. I think it's at 81% to be precise today. And the one thing that I've absolutely noticed about this is how great it has felt on my skin. I have not been using a sleeve the entire time that I've been using it. For a hard style pad, for those of you who know, that is a pretty unique property. And next up, when it comes to the performance, I do want to put a really quick disclaimer out there for you guys. I have been talking back and forth with TJ Exclusives quite a bit. I've seen a lot of reports and measurements of this pad as far as the performance on the surface goes, and I have been seeing some different reports out there from just the personal experience that I've been getting. This surface is said to have a higher dynamic friction than the original Cerapad Kin, and when I did first get this out of the box, that was kind of my experience. It did feel a bit more controlled, but I did find that the more that I started using this pad, I was trying to get this review out earlier, but I felt like I did need more time with it because it just seemed to kind of, as I was almost breaking it in, it seemed to kind of open up a little bit more and have a little bit of a quicker glide. Now, the feeling of the surface, it actually does feel really smooth to the touch. There isn't any type of an extreme noticeable texture there or anything like that. And I do know that on all these types of pads that the performance can always vary depending on what type of skates that you're using. I've been just kind of sticking to testing out this brand new Vaxi Ninjutsu collab of the Sora, and I've been testing out the Sora V2 next to it a lot. Also, another one that I've been using quite a bit is the Emcho's L7 Pro. So as you can see, even though these skates are a terrible example because I really think that these skates are really bad, but just kind of give you an idea, just kind of testing this out with stock skates. These harsher white skates I kind of feel like are a little bit more common on these mice. But like I said, out of the gate, I got a lot more control, I felt like, and as it broke in, I just kind of felt like the surface just kind of opened up and just got a little bit more quick there. So with that being said, even though the glide on this has been a little bit faster for me, and to be honest with you, typically the hard pads, this is a performance that I generally prefer anyways. Now on my copy, I do have a pretty low static friction, but the more that you push in the pad or the more weight that you put on there, you can gain a really solid sense of control and even stopping power with the surface. So I always do recommend watching as many reviews as possible if you're looking to pick up a product. Try and get a general overall consensus of what, you know, all of us reviewers are kind of getting out of the performance and their pads just in general. But the experience that I can only talk about is what I do have here in front of me. So I am getting just a little bit of a quicker glide on this one with pretty good and solid control properties without it feeling too slippery down here in the micro adjustments. And like I said, I've been testing out different mice on this, and it's just kind of the same thing all the way across the board. Even though these skates on these are not the exact same, they're not that far apart. Even on these harsher black skates right here, as you can see, I'm still getting a pretty quick glide overall. So I don't mean to add on to the confusion, but just throwing it up here really quick This is my original Cerapad Kin right over here, and just kind of doing glide tests back and forth between both of these. I know this isn't the most accurate demonstration in the world, but as you can just see, I'm trying to push on these as similarly as I can, and you can just kind of see with the glide how they come to a stop and how smoothly that it glides across the surface. And again, I'll throw just another mouse up here, kind of give you a same type of demonstration. Just with my experience between these two pads, this one does feel a lot quicker on the surface, whereas my original Cerapad, it does feel quite a bit slower. It's not even really that close. It is kind of a little bit of a big difference. But when it comes to talking down in the static friction of the micro adjustments, I do feel like both of these offer still a really solid sense of control. And when I'm pushing into these, I don't really notice a whole lot of difference. Maybe this one does feel just a little bbit less controlled. So clearly on my unit, the static, not a whole lot far apart, but I'm just getting a little bit of a quicker dynamic glide out of my Kin X. So I'll just go ahead and I'll drop two separate glide test comparisons. I did run this test a couple times. This is just a very similar result. All right, guys, so that wraps things up on the TJ Exclusives Cerapad Kin X. The one thing I also did kind of forget to mention is you do get a little bit of an audible sound on the surface, and it does vary depending on what types of skates that you are using, but that is something kind of similar to the sound of what you're getting off of a glass pad surface. But regardless of how my pad is performing compared to what others are claiming on theirs, I do want to say that very clearly, without question, I have been using this thing quite a bit since I've gotten it, and the one thing that holds true is that I really do love the performance on this thing. As I've been gaming on it, I've felt like my aim has been really clean. I've had a lot of confidence in my shots. I was even gaming all late last night with this, and I just was tracking my shots perfectly and everything like that. So the performance on this has really been working out great for me, and I have been really enjoying it a lot. So I really like what TJX has done here with the new Cerapad Kin X, as it has been playing and performing really solid for me. All right, guys, so if you have any questions or feel like I left anything out, please let me know down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.